Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, where I'm always excited to introduce to you the Protoss player in the red, currently ranked #1 in the world. It's the mysterious MaxPax. On the other side, opposite him, a match we've seen before, and I'm always excited to see again. It's Team Liquid's Frenchman. It's Clem. A best of 5 Terran versus Protoss. These two have gone head-to-head almost as much as Dark and Hero, and usually the games are almost as wild and hectic, but honestly, I think both of them have stepped into their own, grown up a bit, whereas maybe Dark and Hero have grown out of it when it comes down to it, as this is essentially the highest level match we regularly see. I think both these players are on the bleeding edge of micro for Terran and Protoss, and I think it's time to demonstrate it. He goes past, we just danced around a single zealot. Neither will suffer lethal damage, but they'll be back to fight another day. And if another day of watching these two fight is what you want, then it'd be awesome if you could like, and, well, if you like it at the end, subscribe. Oh, so close with the grenade. But if we get 1,000, Jimmy, what are we at? 1,174 likes on this cast, on this video. Then I'll cast another series. And I'll probably do it anyways. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. Hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better, as already off to a roaring start. MaxPax gonna shade right by the bunker. Cyclone shows up though. And do 2 Adepts beat a Cyclone? I don't believe they do, but they don't got too many options here, as they're forced to shade out. The Zealot came along, but doesn't really have nearly the mobility. And he's just there mostly to make the Adept feel better. Nope, sir, you never mind. A Dark Shrine on the way. MaxPax starting things off somewhat spicy with something we rarely see, but on Radhuset Station, there's a lot of opportunities. Warp prisms, medevacs, air units in general. The naturals are closer together than the mains, which is something that, well, that's pretty obvious. Most maps have that. That's not really a defining character. So, the mineral line is exposed, and there's almost no way to attack on the ground. I was trying to find a concise way of saying that, but I meandered all the way around it. So pretty much attacking directly is almost out of the question against a prepared opponent. But, well, thankfully, the Warp Prism doesn't require any sort of direct attack, and Dark Templar are not really an in-your-face kind of unit. More like a slice you the moment you turn away. The Cyclone, DT marginally slower. Now, Clem does know what he's up against, but he doesn't actually have any scans at the moment. He's about to. 2 SCVs so far. Well, gets another one, delays some of the production. Another one in the natural, the revolving door of DTs here. One just walked in. Another one gonna be scanned. He tries to save it with the prism. But with 3 orbital commands, there should be enough scans to keep things intact. But this is a lot of economy. Each of those mules would have been mining 250 or so minerals. They're worth about 5 SCVs while they're out there. And Clem certainly won't be having any more anytime soon, as he really... DT not quite able to land the slash on that Cyclone. The dance back and forth. I could have asked for a better demonstration of how micro-oriented these players are. Saves the DT after the scan. The Cyclone's still alive. The turret should be completing momentarily. Archon drop will be the follow-up with a blink already in production. We got Stim Combat Shield for Clem as he tries to return to something resembling sanity. He went for a multiple barracks build behind this. 3 racks already completed. Archons are good, but this is definitely a risky endeavor. That Marauder in front absorbing a lot of hits. Not that the Archons... Oh my god, 2 Archons. Perfect. I think he has an Archon at less than full HP in there. which is just an impressive accomplishment because the Archon has quite literally 10 HP, which means it only takes 2 Marine bullets and 1 of almost anything else. It only takes 2 SCV hits to kill an Archon. So, the margin is incredibly thin. Well, MaxPax currently towing it just perfectly. Now, if he loses the Prism with both Archons, this game goes from a precarious balance, and the table just flips into Clem's favor. He's got to be a little careful here. The Prism keeps Clem anchored for now because he doesn't have medevac. Well, that's not true anymore. He saw the Observer. Clem, the moment he loaded it up, yeah, the Observer marginally out of the turret detection radius, but not out of Clem's detection radius. Spots it, takes it out. He's already got an eye for any cloaked units in this match so far. So he knows that drop was not going to happen. But MaxPax lining up for another attack. This time, well, Clem's actually trying to block all the entrances to his main. He's got a Cyclone and some Marines at the back base here. He's got the bunker at the front. He's got a bit more bio. But a direct Blinkstalker attack. Clem takes a moment to respond. And yes, Marines and Marauders are going to be able to deal with it, but MaxPax opened up an opportunity. This was a decoy. Well, I think he would have taken whichever side of this attack was going to be weaker. And comes into the main for SCV is down. Marauders being picked off. MaxPax is playing incredible right now. Only loses 1 Stalker, continues to harry the Terran army. 74 probes up against 66 SCV, so Clem hasn't taken any significant damage yet. Charge should be done. +1, and charge completed about 3 seconds ago. This is the pinpoint perfect timing, the best it was ever going to get for MaxPax. The Archon's trying to be juggled forth, but the charge lot's going to be whittled down. Attacking up this ramp, as I mentioned, not a great idea. Especially for melee units. They're going to have a tough time, and that's putting it mildly. A Viking has finally found out is okay. All right. I think he gets out. With most of the HP on the Prism, MaxPax really trying to keep. Clem is chomping at the bit here, ready to move out and take some revenge. He's been poked and prodded and pushed around, but by the time he comes across the map, Jimmy, can I? Psionic Storm will likely be completed. MaxPax has played a beautiful game thus far, but he hasn't done enough damage. He hasn't slowed Clem down enough in order to guarantee victory. Far from it. In fact, Clem has a slight supply lead. These storms could be devastating. But again, the Prism is the linchpin of all this. The fulcrum upon which the game tilts. Or the Terrans do. You know, sometimes both. Widowmine's on the way. Something to soften up those charge slots. Multiple observers here. Bit of an accident for MaxPax. Definitely one's vision in that area. Actually, well, that observer kind of important. Not gonna keep it alive here. Charge lots heading in. Another Viking from the north side, but a beautiful storm. Category 5. Certainly doing enough damage to give Clem pause, but you can't go up that ramp. The charge lots will die. The storms must break through. And more beautiful storms on the back line. But there's no more where that came from. The Widowmines will recharge. A ghost has arrived. Will be cut down immediately. MaxPax trying to fill in. Archon's pushed into the fray. There's no detection for the mines. I take that back. And MaxPax takes the mines out. Another observer on the way. Actually manages to dodge an EMP. The medevacs are nearly out of energy. There's even a DT in the mix here. MaxPax still has 1,600 minerals in the bank. He's adding a bunch more gates on. He's got 10 of them right now. But Clem holds the line. MaxPax not able. It's a high ground concave. I'm surprised we don't see a Stargate or something along those lines. MaxPax being about as cost effective as he can, considering he's attacking up a ramp into a firing line. Honestly, most other players would have already, I would say, thrown the game, attacking into that location. But MaxPax makes it almost look like a good idea. I stand by the fact it isn't, though. MaxPax really trying to find a way to avoid dragging this into the ultra late game. The best option now is going to be denying a 4th base from Clem. Widow Mines drop out, and the bomb has been defused. As the medevac, no payload left, though he doesn't know, I don't think, that there's no 4th Widow Mine. Templar within the Warp Prism here, as well as that army on the ground. He plays... I like how MaxPax decides on his armies as well. He has enough charge lots to lead the charge, but not so many. He's reliant on catching Clem entirely out of position. Like, he's got about a dozen. How many total? He got 20 charge lots here, but those Templar on the back line. The pre-MPs, though, gonna hit a lot of it. The medevacs right underneath the Widow Mines. Widow Mines doing terrible, terrible damage to the Terran army as well. A huge warp and a charge lots. The Vikings knocked down the Prism, but without any medevacs left over, the Widow Mine's probably the most damaging unit in that entire engagement. The charge lots are being whittled down, but the medevac count was reset by the Widow Mines. Clem, a bit of an oversight there, and now he's going to be caught underhanded. Yes. Oh my god, he even lifted the factory. You know what, at this point, maybe the trader mines. That's enough mines for today. At least at this stage of the game. Another Dark Shrine. Oh my god, it's one of those games. This happens to the best players. He canceled it, I think. He forgot he had a Dark Shrine because we've gotten to the stage of the game where you'd usually build one. Because the game has kind of evened out and stabilized. But before it finished, he remembered that he had a second Dark Shrine. Or the original one. The OG. No. Colossus has joined the fray, just a single one. Adding some more robos as well. But MaxPax absolutely keeping control of this game. The DTs. And then the Templar, and now finally moving into robo units. Widow Mines, though. Oh no, half a dozen stalkers obliterated by the surviving mines. The Storms still in the Prism. He hasn't slouched on them. Multiple flavors of splash damage here. You gotta be careful. The Colossus getting caught on the sensor tower. But the charge lots sprinting into the back line. It's 2-2 versus 2-1. Storms all over everything. SCVs and bio alike. But the Colossus is cut down by the Terrans from the high ground. And he smashes him on the anvil of the planetary fortress. Oh no, Clem, his reinforcements, and he probably had some prepared for a war prism, but MaxPax, yet again, is smacked down by Clem. And honestly, that one was bad. That one was way too much damage. And now MaxPax is left without the army complete. I don't know what I'm watching here. The Colossus trying to tiptoe its way back over. How many gateways? He's got 16 of them. That's still barely enough to spend his money. The income is insane for MaxPax right now. But the bio army for Clem is hard to compete with. No disruptors. The gold base is comfortably mining. Clem has held on to his 4th, but MaxPax, I mean, the numbers don't lie. That watchtower taken by a single zealot over there. A triple drop. We've got +3 infantry weapons on the way for Clem. He's now finished with +2 infantry armor. So it's 2-2 versus 3-2. Soon to be 3-3 for MaxPax. Maxed out. See what he's paxing next. MaxPax has money in the bank as well. There's some ghosts in that drop. Clem, you see moving out onto the map. The moment he drags some of the army back, but this isn't nearly... MaxPax not getting baited. A proportional response, and realizes that he's potentially vulnerable from the other side, but does he have enough here? The Vikings already start with a good volley. Storm wards away. Shield battery overcharged to try to hold the line. The Colossus standing tall, but the Vikings still doing a lot of damage. +1 ship weapons done, +2 not begun, but a War Prism gets into the back. And some DTs with Blink, by the way. Oh, more DTs added on. He scans, but Clem, the most valuable resource, attention, will have to be spent. And MaxPax just undercuts him. MaxPax not able to break the front. But the economy is shattered. And Clem never really got far enough to compete. MaxPax keeping control of that game nearly from start to finish. A few dicey attacks, but overall, a beautiful game. Like, the only hiccup there, and an understandable one, was when he tried to break the planetary. Which is... In fact, that planetary was never broken. By the end of it, it was still going. It's just Clem, the rest of his economy, was ruined at that stage. All right, going into game 2. Hard lead. Radhuset Station. I'm kind of surprised he even made it through the picks and bans, the veto process, but having it out in front and dealt with. And I'm sure MaxPax is very happy to be taking that one as well. A very difficult map once the Terran, like, he never, not a single drop got through. The Widow Mine drop is the closest thing, and that one was shut down. Everything else was stopped almost before it started. I did love seeing the second Dark Shrine. Oh my god. Get him. Get him. Hunt him down. There's no way. The real dance here. No way, Clem. No way, Clem lets that happen. He's not repairing it as a bait. He's gonna try to catch the probe. MaxPax. He wanted it. Well, there's another SCV vulnerable. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh my. And now... Okay. This is starting to get... this is getting real dicey. He went to the wrong side. He's dancing back. He wants the bloodthirsty probe. The Reaper's on the way. He's coming back around. Oh, that SCV! Oh, run! Run away! Oh, no, he goes back for more. He wants blood. Just repair them! What? No, you can't. What am I watching? Oh, the micro! Oh, the attack didn't go off. And now the Reaper. I can't believe how much trouble this... I can, but... Wow. That's unfortunate. Clem. Even Clem. When was the last time Clem had his heart racing for SCV micro away from a probe? MaxPax somehow managing to get that close to him. I don't know why Clem didn't repair him. Okay, I mean, he wanted to keep the probe around, but it feels like, yeah, it costs a little bit of mining time and, of course, a little bit of minerals, but it's a matter of principle. He kept the Reaper around here. We'll help deal with the Adept. Will we see a recall immediately? No. Oh my. So the Reaper attacks much faster than the Adept. The Adept has to swing its entire arm for its big Protoss energy glaive or whatever it is. Whereas the Reaper, you know, has guns. So the attacks, while they have similar range, the Reaper could potentially poke and prod at the Adept. With perfect micro almost indefinitely. Of course, the margins are very, very thin. Oh my god. Has anybody lost, well, that one heroic probe? The Reaper's in the main. Clem microing. I think the Stalker will get it. No, beautiful grenade! I think he might get out. Oh my god. But the Adepts are coming in! He misses the Reaper. The Adepts didn't have the vision. And the Reaper survives. Somehow, despite all this drama. In 4 minutes, the only thing that died was the probe that was trapped in. So far. It won't end there. Yeah, both of them so insane at micro. Just pixel perfect. My wrists hurt just watching. He's gonna try to dive back in. There's a Stalker waiting. God, he's sending out an entire hit squad for this Reaper, but he's not quite gonna get a grenade. Could be thrown out. And... oh, come on. But he's bought so much time. And a Hellion comes in. That will distract for the Widowmine drop. MaxPax. Oh, a little slow on the reaction. Oh, he's retargeting. He gets a Stalker with it. Retargeting, recalculating. He's retarget. He keeps... so, while you have that... oh my god. You very technically can keep retargeting the Widowmine while the missile is ready to fire. And in that case, MaxPax had 2 probes in range that he was essentially just continually retargeting, which delays the shot until maybe you get a better opportunity. It is a very thin margin once again, so exactly what you'd expect out of Clem. And he did get out with that single medevac with a Widowmine in it, so that is an existential threat. Raven done. A whole bunch of Blink Stalkers. MaxPax went for the requisite build. 3-gate Robo. Blinks in. Ghetto blinks out with the Prism. There's a Siege tank done, though. Big hit. Opening volley. And, oh my... still so few deaths, so overall. MaxPax has lost 2 probes and a Stalker, and that Stalker was a... oh. That didn't actually get rid of this. Oh my god, here we go again. The Prairie Dog Micro. Okay, gets it. He had to warp in at home, or so he thought, to deal with the medevac, which actually undercuts this attack pretty significantly, as now 3 more Stalkers were warped in at home and are not part of a potential blink timing, which means this has gone from a potentially game-ending attack, unlikely, but it's there, to now, oh, I like this a lot better. Last time we saw Clem versus MaxPax, he kind of walled off his own units in a way that was almost impossible to defend. But here, we see a bit of a staggered alleyway set here. Clem may be playing some City Skylines too. I'm almost certain he isn't. But beautifully done, a lot of space to move traffic. But you can still put a choke point to stop the charge lots and Stalkers, who you don't want in your town. He didn't kill the tank. Oh no. Oh, that's a mistake. He thought about coming in for more. He might have lost a couple more Stalkers to do it. Committing and not killing the tank. MaxPax now at 57 workers. He is adding on a bunch of tech. Clem is clearly winding up for a 2-base timing. It's going to be a dangerous one, too. The Warp Prism spotted the Raven. Stalkers drop out and then blink over the top to chase it down. Well, but the Raven itself throws down and goes the other direction. Bio Army chasing down some of the Blink Stalkers, getting a surprising amount. And by that I mean more than 0. Charge is on the way, but MaxPax has to be careful not to crumble under the weight of this Terran push. And right now, the army supply is nearly double for MaxPax. The charge lots... oh, one Widowmine taken out, but the other one softens the rest up. Some charge lots back at home as well. A big warp in, but that's just a lot of Terran here. The Bio Ball, a single Immortal. A huge deal in this fight. But he didn't quite target the tanks perfectly. He's going to be forced to fall back. The Immortal may live. For now. Oh no, gets targeted immediately. That Immortal was so important. Shield battery overcharge, blinking back into it. MaxPax trying to wait out some more warp-ins here. Where is the Warp Prism? There's not enough of Clem's army, I don't think, to actually take all this out. He blinked forward, but he's not blinking out. A few charge lots attempting to drag Clem back, make him look the other way, and maybe kill some SCVs. It drops into the main, just keeping him busy here, but the Bio Army is in place to intercept. Down goes the Prism. Recalling to the main. I don't even know what he's recalling. I guess the army from the 3rd. And MaxPax will survive, but we gotta ask ourselves a very important question. I'll give you a moment to think of what that question is. At what cost? MaxPax lost some key units. He's lost the Prism, aka his ability to keep Clem at bay. And now, well, he's got Storm on the way. But there are no ghosts here, but it's a long way from being finished. I don't know how many Templar. I assume they're in the prism right now. It is too far off. The Terran army is just running down the field. Juggling the Immortals, 12 seconds on Storm. That's about 30 seconds too late. A few charge launches will delay. It was looking somewhat inevitable. If MaxPax is able to throw this into a weird base trade, there's still some Widowmons out here. Armory about to complete, making it that much harder to dislodge these. The medevacs are nearly out of energy. The bio ball's still rolling. And before the storms even land, MaxPax is forced to tap it out. Just too much there. Clem able to keep him busy. I think the Blinkstalkers being forced, he didn't quite clean up the mine drop back at home, which means the Blinkstalkers were anchored back at his base, and they just weighed him down. He wasn't able to get much damage. Killed a bunker, didn't get that tank. All those little things add up pretty quickly into a deadly two-base push. And we're all tied up going into Game 3. MaxPax versus Clem. A weekly, if not... In fact, I think they may have met in both Europe and North American ESL Cup Finals this week. Now, I don't know which one I'm looking at right now, but I'm pretty sure I saw both. So, you know what? I'm looking at the good one, of course, as you know. No! Never! We don't like your kind around here. Wow. The amount of respect for the probe. MaxPax did so much, both mental and physical damage with the probe. Also, is Clem hiding a double gas? He is. Okay, but we're gonna pretend. Let's pretend. You know what? Nobody cares that he's hiding his tech. What he's doing is keeping that probe out. Now, the probe would scout his tech, so it's good to hide it. But, really, the key was how much emotional damage that probe did. So, Probius will head home. Mission, I get partial success. Honestly, seeing the depot completed, he doesn't know exactly what he's dealing with, obviously, but he can narrow it down. It's incredibly likely that Clem is going for a double gas, which allows you to get your tech faster and means you have to be especially careful with those early units, because Protoss only has 2 or 3 units before the first tech units come out for Clem. You got the Adept, it's going to be a Stalker, and he's got a Stargate on the way. So if any of these die, it makes it very hard to defend any sort of early tech-based pushes. There's a whole lot of give and take in the early game of Protoss versus Terran. And the margins for error, especially at this level, with these two, are non-existent. Clem is going to go for a Widowmine drop. Phoenix on the way. Wait, he gets 1 Widowmine and 1 Cyclone. So, Widowmine obviously a bit cheaper. Reaper just dancing around. Phoenix on the way. Now, the Cyclone looks like it's just going to be heading across the front. It's 6 Marines and a Widowmine in a medevac, which does remove some of the opportunity for the Phoenix to be a meaningful part. 3 or 4 Phoenixes on the other hand, of course. Oh, the medevac's already heading out. The Phoenixes are going to be halfway across the map. They might be able to intercept the Cyclone, which is about best case scenario. Unfortunate, though, that he's looking the wrong way for, well, now there's going to be a Widowmine burrowed. He may try to drag out the, oh, loses the Adept. Not the worst case scenario. There's enough Phoenixes here. You might try to save it. The Phoenixes aren't having it. There's potential for shield battery overcharge. In fact, MaxPax has covered all his bases. Battery overcharge at the last possible second. He's still doing enough damage. It doesn't reshield quite quick enough. 4 probes down. But I think MaxPax has diffused the situation about as well as you could hope for. Yeah. 41 to 33 workers. The next question will be, how does MaxPax fill in his tech? Oh, he's already got a robo. He's building an immortal. Does he get a robo bay? Or, well, I think it has to be robo bay, right? Clem's not going to go mech. He's getting an immortal here early. The robo bay on the way. Phoenix Colossus on the agenda. He's so close to seeing these attacks before they show up. If MaxPax had a few more seconds of warning, it would make it so much easier. But the Immortal's here, but the Cyclone Micro's back. Viking, he may very well lose this Nexus. Phoenixes are headed back. He really wants to keep it alive. Not gonna happen. Forced to cancel. Behind it, Clem is building up his own production. Nothing too intense here, but notably no third command center. 5 Phoenixes easily dispatch 1 Viking, but with the Cyclones and Marines, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to get out unscathed. The reactor factory is spotted, which MaxPax knows. That's unlikely to be for Hellions. Of course, it doesn't narrow it down too much, but Widow Mines are very likely now that Phoenixes are on the field. And those Widow Mines, quite a danger to the Phoenixes. Twilight Council. Forge on the way as MaxPax looks to fill in his tech. Clem, again, very notably, new third command center. Spylons being put together. Double Forge. Yeah, MaxPax is really headed towards a later game scenario here. The Watchtower. Brave Probe taken out, but information gained. Clem now building his third on location. But he hasn't been building SCVs, at least very consistently. MaxPax has also cut a few probes in the process here. MaxPax is on 1 gateway. I was wondering, how many gates did he add? The answer was none. He is on 1 gate. He's playing 1-1-1 Protoss here. 1 gate, 1 Stargate. Don't get pedantic. And 1 Robo. So, Clem? Yeah, that's a bit too much for 3 Stalkers to handle. This is a very precarious timing right now for MaxPax. He has very few units. Down goes the shield battery. Another... Oh, he's just dead. Clem just chops his head off. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, it looks like planning for 5 minutes down the line. Oh, well. Damn. He just killed him. There just weren't remotely close to enough gateway units out there. MaxPax spreading way too thinly. And crumbling immediately. Taps it out before he could lose probably both of his Nexi and all of his probes. Alright. Clem able to keep MaxPax off balance for a couple games in a row. I love how MaxPax is setting up, but he's just not bringing it together in time. That brings us, though, to game 4. Oceanborn. The probe comes out even earlier. Try walling me in this time. You won't be able to do it. And the harassment begins. Oh my god. Ah! Worth it. Worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I'd say value. Alright. You know he's not walling off. Also, Clem didn't bother to put his barracks on location here. Cyber core. Yeah. Well, did Clem take... I don't actually know if Clem took the second gas after killing the probe. But that does feel like quite important information. And that probe not going to be able to get it. It may be a build of opportunity here. Or a bop, if you would. We'll have to see. But getting the double gas and MaxPax having no real indicator of it. Well, he had an indicator last game, and it went okay. We'll see if Clem mixes up the early game choices. He has pulled back to 3 in gas, so this is just going to be a quick factory. And potentially a starport, but then he's likely going for Widowmine or Hellion. Anyways, 2 out of 3 and 1 out of 3 in gas indicates he definitely wants to expand. He's going to do it on the high ground. That might be out of vision range. Is why it's in kind of a odd location there, a little further back. The Reaper gets in. Twilight Council's on the way. MaxPax returning to very likely the 3-gate blink. Adept. Oh, never mind. I lied. Well, it's definitely out of vision of the Shade, but it certainly isn't out of vision of the Adept. Adept just walks up. Bit of a weird scenario. Widowmine on the way. Clem might be thinking, like, if it ain't broke, why would I try to fix it? Multiple Widowmines this time. I think just straight up mine drop. Mine drop so far. Oh, citizens arrest! And the Reaper ascended to the heavens. Stop right there, criminal scum. The probes managed to kill the Reaper, or maybe the grenade did at the end of the day. Either way, doesn't matter too much. The result is the same. Reaper taken out. No robo yet. Instead, opting for additional gates. There it is. And, oh, the medevac will be spotted. It just comes out so quick. Warp gate just now finishing, but only 1 warp gate to work with for MaxPax. This isn't an armory, so it isn't the most filthiest kind of Widowmine drop. The one requiring detection to get rid of afterwards. But it is about as quick as you can get one out there. He's got 2 mines in the medevac. Now, MaxPax doesn't know for sure the number. He can take a guess. He's probably accurate. Let the mine drop, sharking around again. Blink's still a long way off. Well, he just kind of moved his way around. Unlikely to get... oh my, well, the real value is the mining time here. Prairie Dog's 1 mine, the other... Okay, alright, Clem. Retargeting, the value is just the pro... Oh my god. Oh, now this is the enthralling whack-a-mole gameplay that I know and love. So right now, MaxPax just isn't mining. Alright. Well. So the mines are taken out. But the economic downturn... Wow. And now the question is, can he defend the counter? MaxPax will immediately return to mining. He's got a 3rd base on the way. There are only 2 gates here. There's not that... Can he intercept the medevac? Is Clem going to be watching? No. Wow, MaxPax hunted him to the ends of the earth. Or, like, the ocean. So, that's a win there. Vengeance. Not even... He didn't really even lose probes. He just lost so much time. So, revenge probably tastes quite sweet there. A single SCV headed out. Is there a War Prism? No War Prism yet. Charge is on the way. MaxPax does not have a Forge. Forge on the way. Adding some more gates. Keeping the Blink Stalkers in position. Oh, that was a weird blink. I don't know what he thought he saw. maybe he wanted the Stalkers out of vision range. Either way, Stalkers holding, waiting for Clem to come out. This time around, well, MaxPax probably going to be adding on the Templar Archives momentarily, based on the sheer amount of gates and gas he's getting. Oh wait, he doesn't have any gas at the natural. This is just mass gateway units. He's gonna try to match the unit count of Clem, who once again is going for the 2 base, Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, and even adding in some more mines. Third command center's on the way. MaxPax is going for essentially the opposite of last game. He's just, instead of quality, he's going for quantity, which has a quality all its own. Immortal, a scan. He scans the natural, and he sees no gases. Are we going to see a Ghost Academy before or after he moves out? Well, just charge lots. Don't really require ghosts to be dealt with. In fact, it looks like he's setting up defenses. He's expecting a big charge lot on him. He knows about the third base. He just doesn't know exactly how many probes MaxPax has. He's not committed to an all-in, but instead, this is MaxPax building up. Yeah, Clem is staying back defensively because he doesn't want to get surrounded on the field. His intent is to build so much bio that the charge lots literally can't cut into it because there's enough bio protected by the bodies of their brothers, and they can all fire through each other, which is quite convenient. Observers all over the place here. MaxPax sees essentially most of Clem's base throughout this. He's got near total vision. He's now adding on a RoboBay. Clem, happy to sit back. Another scan. He sees the RoboBay on the way, which is as much of a tell as he's ever going to get. The Bio Army chases down one Stalker. Now, we'll see if MaxPax's planning has been enough, as that's just a whole lot of Terran. The War Prism, though, in the main base. A surprising amount of units left at home. It's just going to be mass bio up against Marines, Marauders, and Mines. Those Widow Mines could go either way, as we've seen so far. Trying to draw the hits out. Doesn't get anything too meaningful. Force field's pretty good there for the first part of the attack, and then quickly becoming less so. And some more charge lots at the natural. Clem maintaining a supply lead, knocks out the fourth base. Another Widow Mine forward. This attack losing some steam. Waits out the shield battery overcharge. Widow Mines hit some of it. The charge lots holding the line. The force field helps out a little, maybe. Another Widow Mine recharged, though. And the armory kicking in there. Auto turrets at the back. MaxPax survives, but Clem... Oh, no! How did you get in? 5 probes down, and Clem does have a third command center. I think with that, he's now done the damage. That last Widow Mine just tilted it over. MaxPax held the line, but that Widow Mine burrowed right underneath it. I have no idea how. I assume there was a medevac at some point. The Raven came in. The charge lots. Somehow this War Prism has survived persecution, and the Zealots are quite happy for it. 10 charge lots being warped in at a time. Some more cut off in the center of the map. More charge lots onto the third. Clem chasing them. Finally, the Viking shows up. The Bio Army moving out. The War Prism skirting a mine. I don't even think he knows it was there. More mines will connect. Clem thinking about chasing down that Colossus. Not quite enough yet. Mine's going to be cleaned up. Charge lots cleaned up. But MaxPax is starting to even up the supplies here. Clem, though, just mines every which way. Another Bio Army. Mine's hitting the SCVs as well. He might be able to target down the Nexus. Doesn't go for it. Actually heads towards the main. Gonna lose almost a full medevac. They'll expect one of us in the wreckage, brothers. A Marauder taken out. More charge lots come in. 17 SCVs down. MaxPax has pinned 20, 30 supply, and most of the medevacs. Oh, wait a second, Clem. This is not where you want to be. And for the first time in quite a bit, if not the entire game, MaxPax takes the supply lead, as Clem has bitten off more than he can chew. And MaxPax, what am I watching? All right, Charizard kited down. MaxPax has finally cleaned it up. He's brought everything together. And now we'll bring it to bear. Clem, 5 medevacs. That's all of his medevacs, which is not great here. The Observer a little late though. Widow mines take a bite out of the original army. More mines, slowing things down. The Vikings in position. There aren't that many Stalkers left over here. I'm sure Clem is waiting for an opportunity. Those medevacs, there's no way he's not going to try something. Oh my, the Spylons actually gets one of the medevacs, but the Marauders are enough to turn this around. MaxPax comes back. Yeah, this is your opportunity. Get out while you can. He tries to chase it down, but MaxPax doesn't have enough left over to chase down Clem's medevacs. So, +1/+1 for the Protoss. Just +1 attack. Well, actually +1 armor. Completing that moment. Clem holding it together. Oh no, doesn't quite find the medevacs. MaxPax has been hunting medevacs across the map this whole game. Warp Prism. But finally Clem rejoins with the army. The army which is, oh my, 12 Widow Mines, 9 Vikings. He's got 5 Ghosts mixed in, 18 Marauders, and 21 Marines to fill in the composition. There's nothing to really deal with those mines efficiently outside of the Colossi. Yeah, the Stalkers can give it a shot, but he EMPs the Observer and knocks it out. That's enough of that, he says. Double Robo on the way. Both sides nearly maxed out. It's going to be +2 weapons finishing quicker here. The first disruptor of this entire series. In production now. The Widow Mines. Ooh, Supply Depot corrals some of these Zealots. Widow Mines dangerous to the SCVs as well. Some of the Stalkers coming up. A scan spots another base on the way. Marauders microing back. 6 medevacs now. 25 Marauders on the field. 23 Marines, still a dozen mines, only 50 SCVs, but the charge lots are coming in. MaxPax always looking for an opportunity with the Prism, and Clem actually chases back with most of his army, at least for a moment. Looks like he's going to commit to the full-on attack. He knows he can't be going back again and again. The Vikings out in front. The charge lot count is so damn high. And, oh, a Disruptor shot hits! Another one takes a big chunk out. And those Disruptors definitely worth their weight in golden minerals here. And tries another one. The Disruptor's finding connections. Clem's supply plummeting, and he just taps it out. MaxPax able to clock him across the jaw while he's dealing with the charge lots at home. And the Disruptors with a finishing blow and a bit of a abrupt ending. Tying us up, going into match point. MaxPax with near perfect Warp Prism control there. Just constantly, the moment he has vision, the moment Clem moves out, the charge lots come raining in out of that prism. And we're all tied up here. Game 5 on the most beautiful map. And a pretty solid one for good games for the fans, I think. We got Hecate. Going the distance, these two. As is, usually somewhat customary. I feel like Clem getting bottled up. Well, both games MaxPax has won have been when he's able to contain Clem. Keep him. That last one was a lot dicier, but keeping him bottled up in his base for the most part, for as long as possible, and try to dictate the pace of the match. Whereas Clem's victories have come off of a sharp almost decapitating timing that just ended the match before MaxPax was able to put that army together. NG Bay block it is in Game 5. Engineering Bay block. You choose the Engineering Bay. It's the most mineral to health ratio, much like the Cyber Core for Protoss. Even slapping it down, you got 400 HP on it almost already, without even bothering. MaxPax is just going to take the third. A rare choice, because it does leave you vulnerable. I'm excited to see this again, because the last time I saw someone just take the third, and what Clem is trying to do is get MaxPax to spread himself too thinly. We saw how bad that went on Goldenaura. Okay, so the big weakness here is you can't cover both bases at once. So there is a array of these early factory units, especially the new Cyclone, that can exploit the fact that your bases are so far apart. I'm sure MaxPax knows that. In fact, I'm sure MaxPax knows that better than anyone else. So, I'm excited to see what he has to deal with it. It's going to be a Stargate. Couple Hellions to start for Clem. Probably the easiest thing to try to slip between the bases. We got a shield battery on both sides. Somewhat anticipating this. No Cyclone. It's just going to be mass Hellion. An interesting choice. I mean, the Cyclones are very predictable, but they're predictable for a reason. That reason is they're very hard to deal with without a shield battery early on. I think he spotted the Hellion coming out. MaxPax is trying to be very careful, because if he overstays his welcome by even a couple seconds, he loses his Adept. And right now his army is 1 Adept, 1 Stalker, and 1 Phoenix, so he is right on the edge here. The Adept itself. Oh, Clem showing what happens. And there is 1 Phoenix. He really needs to get at least 1 of these Hellions. Maybe tries to lift the other. Already some kills. Takes 3 hits. Oh, the damage. Coming in again. The Hellion. Well, so far dealt with. Now we got a Cyclone and Viking on the way, but only 3 probe kills. I don't think that was particularly worth it. The Hellion's a bit of an odd choice. And not working out here. We'll see how Clem follows it up. He does have an expansion, but he definitely didn't kill enough workers to really justify that. Thinks about lifting up the Cyclone, but there's no cooldown on the lock. So if you're forced to put it right back down, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Now Clem will try. Now that he's confirmed it's Phoenixes, it looks like he's going to try another medevac push. He does have a Viking on the way as well. Picks up the clone. A bit suspicious there's nothing here. The Phoenixes run out of energy pretty quickly. There's only 1 lift ready. Hellion out in front. There's 2 Cyclones here, which do bonus damage to both the Phoenixes and the Stalkers, as well as the probes, technically, if it comes to that. He's got the medevac to potentially micro away as well. Hellion in the main. And this is when Clem is looking to exploit that distance between the bases. He's actually backing off. The Hellion is trying to keep him busy. There's charge on the way. Goes into the main. The double lock on the Phoenix. Because Clem decided to split his forces here. He may get 1 of the Phoenixes, but they will be chasing down the medevac, likely killing it, but targeting probes here. Now, not that great at killing with a shield battery attack, but microing back, killing those probes rather quickly. And without blink, MaxPax should be able to chase these down. Yeah. Clem with quite a confusing build, but one that MaxPax, I think, is well enough equipped to handle. As charge lots are on the way. Almost knocks down, gets another Phoenix. There's a siege tank here, but it's forced to back off. the Viking going to be taken out. And suddenly Clem has essentially nothing back at home, forced to pull the boys. The tank is lifted. Now, there's not much else to deal with it here. Even a mule off the line. Gonna try to target down the medevac. Gets it. Some Marines at the back. 11 SCVs down. MaxPax, yeah, his attack gets shut down for now. But he's got 3 bases and a 20 worker lead, and Clem has almost nothing. So, all those attempts at poking and prodding at MaxPax just not panning out. He's now setting up for some sort, well, potentially a blank defense. He's got double Widowmine on the way. But Clem, so far down in economy, has to hope that MaxPax does a particularly cost-ineffective attack here. And honestly, there's almost no way to do that. There still isn't even Stim Combat Shield Plus on the triple threat completing now, but MaxPax playing it very safe. He hasn't been spamming probes, just adding a few on here and there. He's added more gates. We're up to 3 of them. Okay, well that's not many, but 4 gates in total. He's got a 4th Nexus. All right. Even a probe over here scouting around. I think he's gonna pull the boys. Yeah, Clem knows how far behind he is. We will see. The Phoenix is going back and forth. Trying to bait into the mines. I'm pretty sure MaxPax saw him. The Robo Bay is a long way off. SCV's healed up. MaxPax once again. It bodes well. He's keeping such great control of the situation, keeping vision of everything constantly right now, just on top of those Phoenixes. And making sure that he knows exactly. Scan spots the Robo Bay. If that's not a trigger to pull the boys, I don't know what is. He's set up for yet another warp prison. The boys! All on the way! They're back in town, and that town is yours, MaxPax. It all comes down to this. The charge lots in the main. The rest of the boys, these ones weren't supposed to come too, but everybody! All right, the Widow Mines trying to dodge away, but he dodges the hit, but he loses the prism. A whole bunch of charge lots on the other side of the map, though. Does MaxPax have enough to defend the full force of this Terran army? I think so, but a couple Widow Mines are going to help out to start. The boys are stuck behind. Shield battery overcharge held on to until later into the fight. The charge slots, there's no upgrades for MaxPax. He just adds it now. A Colossus is on the way, but the Robo is potentially exposed. The probes are pulled off the line. Shield battery overcharge is exhausted. The medevacs are doing what they can, but MaxPax is running out of units here. That Robo is incredibly important. The SCV's coming up. That Colossus could decide the game. Clem, what are you doing? Just wait like 2 seconds longer. Yes, it was trending towards MaxPax, but how dare you, GG, at that moment. You son of a bitch. What are you doing? Yes, I get it. But the Colossus isn't even out. He doesn't have any economy at home. He knows there's a 4th, but okay. MaxPax takes it. Clem unable to get the damage done with the decisive timing, and MaxPax holds on. Though, Clem, we're gonna have it 10 more seconds, Clem. That's all I just need 10 more seconds. And then I can do a real outro. But either way, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Still, a back and forth drama-filled series. I hope you like drama, because you'll find more if you like and subscribe. Thank you for making it this far. Give yourself a pat on the back. Or, you know, watch another video and pretend like you're ever going to play StarCraft, but instead just content yourself with watching more. But anyways, if you got the means and motivation, be awesome if you check out Patreon, YouTube membership, all of that. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.